Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching this as a recording or you're here with us live. I really appreciate it. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium spirit navigator, and I have the good fortune of having a good friend and a wonderful healer, psychic medium author in her own right, Sibyl Harmony, with me. How are you, Sibyl?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm well. Yeah.
Awesome. And you know what? I wasn't planning on this, but this is how spirit works. I want to remind you that Sybil has a great book out called White Rainbows, Heal with Energy Medicine and Spiritual Development. It is really and truly a great book. It is a resource. You don't have to be an energy healer. You might just want to know about spiritual development and the basics of some energy healing. This is a good, especially if you have a Christmas, some or Hanukkah gift that you want to give somebody, you can find it on Amazon. Sybil Harmony, White Rainbows is the name of the book. So she didn't know I was going to do that. It's been sitting for some reason. It's been sitting out of my shelf, but right here, right next to me for like a week. So I'm like, they must want me to do something with that. So listen, you guys, today we're going to be doing some healings. Again, if you haven't had the pleasure of working with Sybil Harmony, you're really in for a treat because she's quite a powerful healer and psychic medium. So we are going to do some healings today, but we've got some good surprises in store for you. So I hope you're able to stay with us for, the whole hour that we'll be on, because we've done this before. I don't know if you remember, Sybil, we did this maybe 6 months or even longer ago, and it was incredibly popular. People left out of this video feeling like they really did have a healing and that they really had a change in their energy. And people talked about it for months afterwards. So I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you're joining us today. So I was just talking to Sybil backstage, as it were, and she was mentioning that Isis, the goddess Isis, had come in, and this is someone that Sybil does work with, but this energy stepped in more prominently to be here during our recording today. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about Isis?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here. And I just love your energy and your videos. And I'm just really excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this. I love doing this. And I was meditating yesterday. I usually prepare for my work, and Isis stepped forward. I'm like, wow. And it felt like it was really just in tune with your energy and your people, because of course you're guiding your people here. And so I normally talk to goddess Isis in my prayers. She's part of one of the deities I connect with, primarily because she had the temple of Isis, which was really connected to old world type goddess energy, or if you might even say if other times, or Lemurian energy. So her temple was very earth-based and feminine-based. And she actually had the mystery schools where, according to some people, some of these uh, older souls, like Magdalena, who I work with a lot, or Yeshua, whatever. So this is not about Christianity, but it is about spirituality. And so that was the temple in which they trained. So she's very powerful, and she doesn't usually step forward. So when she steps forward, I really notice. I'm like, wow, this is really a treat. Now, I usually see her in a pink light. So I see the guides as energy, or the angels, of how they're coming forward. That's just my clairvoyance. You can also see this. We're talking about this lavender light over here. We could talk about that if you want to. That I've been talking about that in some of my videos, but that's kind of how I see her. And but she's in a pink color. So to me, they come in a vibration that I can recognize in a color because of my clairvoyance. So she is really healing of divine feminine, and she has to do with all types of healing, women's issues, relationships, probably you could say sexuality, raising children, which are obviously all very different. It just felt funny that I put that all together. So the story of her was that she had the mystery school, and she trained these other the souls who went there, Magdalena, and who actually some people believe was the teacher of Yeshua. So if you want to believe that, but anyway, what the story with her is that the jealous brother of her husband kills her husband and cuts him up, and she comes back together. She comes to and puts him back together, and then climbs on top of him and gets pregnant and conceives their child, Horus. Horus, it was the Egyptian deity that has to do with the hour. When we say it's the hour of, or what time is it? It's the hour, 3 o'clock hour. That is Horus. Where is the sun in the sky? And he has to do with our clairvoyance. Mm. So that's her story, and but yeah, very powerful and not usually coming forward. So I very much noticed it. Let's see if I have a picture of here we go, of her energy. Okay, there's Magdalena Hawthorne. Okay, yeah. So I'll find it. But did you have any questions about that? Did that sound clear, or is there?
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So we have a special guest, a goddess Isis. Isis is here. Beautiful. Nice. Yes. Fantastic.
Can people see that okay?
Yes, we can see it just fine. Thank you.
Okay. I think it just helps to have a visual.
Yes, it really does. So I will say this before we get started too. Most healers, a lot of healers use pendulums. So if you have a pendulum, you might want to grab it. If it's somewhere else and you want to run and grab it, because Sibyl does this amazing kind of demonstration of one of the ways in which she heals. She uses her pendulum to check your chakras to see how your energy is flowing. And she's done this in our events. Sibyl has come to both of my events that I've had, one in Chicago and one in Denver, where she stood on the stage and showed people this is how you use this pendulum to actually see how are my chakras doing, right? So she's going to help us with that today as well. So if you want to go grab a pendulum and play along with us, that's great. If you don't have a pendulum, guess what? You can always watch this video back again and play along later. Yeah. So, or you can just decide not to play along, and that's fine as well. Okay. So let's see, Sibyl. So we're going to we have too many people to answer all of these health questions. I do need to say this just for disclaimer purposes. We are not doctors. We are not giving out professional medical advice. This is only our opinion. It is not professional advice. Please seek the counsel of a professional physician. We just have to say that. So now let's say that we're gonna answer a few of your questions. Maybe Sibyl's going to demonstration, but the thing that is the showstopper is she's going to lead us through a guided meditation to heal and open and repair, whatever you want to call it, our heart chakra. I think we can all say that our heart chakras have been through some things this year. And I think that especially around the end of the year, it's nice to have sort of a lot of that toxicity moved out. Now, the other thing is I'm seeing in the chat is more than a lot of you have gastric or stomach issues, digestive issues. Is there anything that you can suggest, Sibyl, for that, or how would you go about helping someone that had that malady?
Okay. Yeah, good question. So everybody is different. And what I first want to do my little disclaimer. What I'm doing is I am calling in the energy of harmony and healing and balance or calmness to which is the energy within your aura and in your chakras to create healing and health and well-being. So it's an energy diagnosis. It's not a medical diagnosis. I don't give a medical diagnosis. Medical science has the diagnose, and then that's what they do. I'm looking at the energy. And when we tune for any kind of health question, when a body is in constant stress or drama and trauma, which we have all been through lately, especially, we get out of balance, and we can easily, then it'll show up as a physical issue. So when you do energy healing, you're going in for waves and particles. And a lot of us, for instance, have trauma, whether we remember it or it sits there in our energy field, whether it's from this life or a past life. That disruption in our energy field is there until we address it. And so we can address it doing therapy. I love therapy. Therapy can be really great. We can address it through, is it a virus? Is there some kind of treatment for that we need to do? Is there dietary issues, food allergies? And there's so much going on today that our bodies are getting hit with. So we need to address those things. But I've found really as well, but which I do in my private sessions. But what I've found is that when I have an issue that comes up, I just look at it as like, okay, there's energy, and then I'll sit there and clear it. And that's what we're going to do today. Open the chakra that's being addressed, bring it back into balance, and it's like you have an energy field around you. I have a picture here. Where's my book? I have it open here. So you have an energy field around you. Okay.
That's from her book, you guys. Go ahead.
And you have chakras. You can see the chakras through this person. Underneath this person, the artist drew an earth, which is the earth energy. So that energizes our body to heal our body. And then above that is the cosmic energy, or the higher self. You have chakras above your head. But right now we're just dealing with these chakras in here, or the heart chakra. Or if you're dealing with a digestive issue, you might want to tune into your third chakra or the second chakra. So third chakra tends to be digestive issues. I mean, if we want to just be obvious, of course, I don't know if people can have that. If you can have peppermint tea or ginger tea, I like that for indigestion. But we probably want to go, I can't address everybody's personal question, but what we can do is a general overall, let's check our chakras. Then we're going to go in and do some healing and clear any blocks and tune into our heart chakra. Because one of the best ways to heal your, whatever's going on with you, emotionally or whatever, energetically, is to tune into loving yourself, and not be, when you're in a place of stress or fear, it throws you out of balance. And so, I mean, doctors know this too, that if you're stressed, it's not going to be a good outcome for a long period of time. You can't, sustain that amount of stress. So we want to come back to love now, and just let the energy or the frequency work for us. So if you have your pendulum, let's do this now. And unless you had another question, did that make sense what I'm saying?
It makes sense. And I just would add that even the heart guided meditation we're going to do at the end of our program, that is probably going to make you feel better, regardless of what's going on with you, because that's kind of the center of that love, of that, your heart, command center besides the brain, right? So even if you're not experiencing heart issues, this is going to help you. And then I couldn't get my pendulum quickly. Sometimes I just use a necklace. You might recognize this as the moonstone that I often wear. You can use a necklace as a pendulum, but pay attention. I was going to use this necklace, a different necklace, and they said no, because this moonstone is just kind of like me. Right. So you can use a necklace if you don't have a pendulum. Okay, let's do this.
Okay.
Let's have some fun.
Okay.
Let's learn how to heal ourselves. Why not? Right.
So when you have a pendulum, you just kind of want to, you should be the only one that's touching your pendulum, not because other people have bad energy, because it's your energy. So I like having a relationship with my pendulum. Only I use my pendulum. You might need to, if it's a crystal, you might need to clear it in sunlight or moonlight, or burn sage over it, or some people play music. So, just kind of like attuning your energy to your pendulum. And then we're just gonna, like, if you hold it up like this and ask it to show you a circle, which means the chakra's in balance, and then a back and forth, which is not, or this chakra is going backwards. And so we're just going to kind of play with it there. I mean, this is a whole class that I teach and that I taught at your events. And as I continue to use it, I'm always finding new things, and new information is coming up, like, oh, this works better like that, or something like that. So just playing with the energy.
When it goes in a circle, I think this matters. So I just asked mine to go in a circle, and it did. But does it matter when I'm just testing it, what direction it goes? Does it matter if it goes this way or the other way?
One thing that I can do is I can will it to go a certain way with my mind. And so I have to be careful not to do that.
Yes.
And just try to be grounded and neutral as possible. So I noticed in a lot of my classes, when the chakra is not moving correctly, people are like, kind of like deer in the headlights, like, it's not, what's happened? I'm like, it's going backwards. Okay, you got energy in there. We're just looking at it. We don't need to have a reaction like, oh my God, my chakra's out of balance, and my God, it's just energy. And we're going to shift it back into going in the right direction. So we're just using our intention, but you don't need to be attached to, oh my God, my chakras are off, I'm out of balance, and what's wrong, So let's not have a reaction, just ground and be neutral. And we just we're just getting information. I mean, your chakras can change day to day, hour to hour, it could change. What we like is them all going in a circle, kind of in a uniform, like not some are like real big and some are like shut down, which can happen. But so you might also want to get a pen and paper so you can write it down. But let's just look at our first chakra, and you can hold the pendulum in front of that, or you can just ask the pendulum to show you the first chakra. And so the first chakra is in front of the bottom of your tailbone. And show me. Oh wait, I closed my first chakra down for this. So my first chakra is closed, so it's not going to show.
Why did you close it down? To protect your energy, or?
I'm open from here up because I'm working with higher beings. Yeah, it's a protection thing I do when I'm working. I shut down my first three chakras. I turned them down pretty low. First chakra is off. Seventh chakra is off right now. So I just play around with my chakras and do that. You don't need to be all complicated. Let's just keep it simple here. But let's just look at, so your first chakra is large intestine. So people having digestive issues, large intestine. And that's not surprising around Christmas or with all this political stuff going on, that people just get stressed, and you're having issues with with elimination.
So which direction is it supposed to be turning?
Clockwise.
Clockwise?
Yeah, clockwise, yeah.
Okay. So if it's turning clockwise with a great big circle like mine is, does that mean that sucker's firing on all cylinders, or does it mean, what does it mean?
Yeah, you're nice and grounded. You might want to see if they're all that open. Some people who are very psychic and very open, their chakras are like way open. And if that's working for you, great. But if you're feeling like, God, I'm so sensitive, I get everybody's stuff, you might want to close it down a little bit.
Close it down. Okay.
Which we'll just ask to do in a healing, or just use your intention. Your intention is powerful. Like, let's see, on a scale of 1 to 100, what would be good? You know, you can like maybe put it down to 30 or 40 if it's like open to 100. But if you're off walking in the mountains or lying in bed meditating or sitting home watching a movie, whatever, you can have it open however you want. But when you're working, you might, unless you feel fine, you feel like, yeah, I'm not, picking up everybody's stress but you got a lot of people and everybody's grounding through you because you're the leader.
Right. And so if it's going if it's going counterclockwise, does that mean that it's
going backwards?
Does that mean it's blocked?
Could be.
Does it mean my energy's running out of my body instead of in my body?
Yeah.
Draining. It's draining.
Yeah.
A circle is good, you guys. A circle is good. Goes around in a circle. That's how your energy moves, is a circle. If it moves just a little bit, it means the chakra is not quite as open. If it's big, it's open a lot. If it's backwards, which I don't know how this is showing up for you guys, but if it's counterclockwise, then it's the wrong direction, and she'll help you understand how to move it around.
Or maybe it's not moving at all, or it's just, so let me show me my first chakra. Okay, now I'm going to open it. Close. Okay, so I can do that quick.
Did you guys see that?
I can do that quick because I've been doing this for years. So, I mean, I used to take me, sit there for 20 minutes like, how do I do? But you can just use.
Is that an exercise you recommend? Is like learning how to open and close your chakras? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. You can.
It's kind of like working your chakras out, like get the muscles going.
Yeah. So you have more control over what you're, because if you're in a big crowd of like a bunch of people you don't know and you feel like, yeah, this is or if you're in like a really like out on the beach and everybody's having fun and chilling, you're like, yeah, let's open the chakra here. I mean, so just use your own, your own intuition and just kind of play around with it. But so the first chakra is also your adrenals. So it's energy, your adrenals for energy, your large intestines, the muscles, the bones, the ligaments, and your blood. It's your connection to what you have physically, to being grounded, home, family, and community. Okay. So sometimes people get stuck in the first chakra where they're just in a lot of fear. If you've had trauma or abuse, or you feel traumatized and you're trying to survive your life. So you don't want your first chakra to be stuck in survival. And I've known people who have tons of money, but they can't even leave their apartment, or all they do is worry about money and they're in survival. Yeah. It's not like, let's not do that. Okay. Yeah. And don't judge yourself if you find like, oh my God, I'm in survival. My first chakra is blocked or backwards or whatever. Okay. So we just want to know. We're just gathering information. So you can write down first chakra. All right. Let's go to the second. Let's go to your second.
What's the name of the first chakra again? Is it root?
Sure. Some people call it that.
And what do you if some people call the second chakra?
I don't have any information on it. I don't.
All right.
Maybe another, not in the training that I did. Okay. So the second chakra is below the belly button, and it has to do with your emotions, your inner child.
Sacral. Thank you.
Sacral. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So second chakra.
Ooh, hold up. Mine's going back. Hold up, y'all. Okay. Wait, get clear your energy, clear your energy field, and then just focus on your second chakra.
Yeah. So this is your emotions, kidney, bladder, ovaries. If you're a man, could be the testes. It has to do with our inner child, our appetites, our desires, our emotions. So a lot of people are hanging out in this chakra because they're very connected to how they feel, which is fine. So I like we'll do some healing on that. We'll bring in some amusement in there because that can kind of help unstick that little guy there, and then you can be feeling better. But we'll just check in a second. Okay. It's not generally for digestive issues, but if you're upset, that could be causing a digestive issue. If you've ever had that where you just get like you're gonna go to somewhere like a family event and you're upset, and then you start getting diarrhea before you even go there and eat anything because you're upset about, and then as soon as you get home, it's like, oh, thank God that's over.
That is an indication, you guys.
Yeah.
So spiritual Sean, so you guys, one more time, because I know people are joining, one more time. If it's clockwise, it's open, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. If it's just moving a little bit, well, then it might be a little bit constricted. If it's big, it's very open. If it's not moving at all, it's kind of blocked, right? If it's moving counterclockwise, then it's maybe draining. It's counter to what it should be doing.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we'll talk about what could be in there, but right now we're just looking at what it is. So just write it down and don't be attached to like, oh my God, it's, because it is. So if we don't know what's there, then we can't correct it. So, and it could be corrected in minutes, or you might be working on this for the next couple months of trying to get, checking in with your pendulum and then doing this, and you could watch the video over yeah, anyway. So I am going to be teaching a class in this in February.
Yeah, go to her website, you guys, sibylharmony.com, and you can already sign up for this class. It's in February. Give yourself a holiday gift. Spiritual Sean, if your pendulum is going back and forth, no, then I would clear my energy. This is just what I would do. I would clear my energy, take a deep breath, ask for your spirit guides, angels, whoever it is, your higher self, to help you align to the chakras. You're not asking yes or no questions. You're aligning to the chakras. You could be getting no because you're not centered. You're not really, maybe there's too many distractions with all of the live video, and your body's like, no, we're not going to do this right now.
It could be that, and it also could be that his orientation is through asking a yes and no question. We aren't asking a yes or no question here. I would use the intention of show me if the chakras properly functioning or not, which is a different orientation. So if your relationship with the spirit and the crystal and the is to get a yes or no, you may just kind of want to dial that into, okay, let's just ask the pendulum, okay, let's look at, is it moving, or is it going back and forth, or is it going backwards, or is it stuck? So we're just looking at it. It's a different intention.
Okay, thank you. That clears it up for everybody. Yes, you can use divining rods. You could probably, I don't know how it would. I don't know how it would show you the.
But I'm sure someone could. Yeah, who knows how to do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So third chakra above the belly button. This is your digestive issues. So show me third chakra.
You're going to have to teach us how to fix all these things.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
All right, good.
So third, okay. So there's the digestive issues, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, stomach, and small intestine. It's also your personal power, digestion, it's all your digestive organs, but personal power, self-esteem, and your daily life, your general health and your daily life. Okay. So let's come up to the fourth chakra. And so fourth chakra is the center of your chest. Let's check that one.
Isn't this wild, you guys? It's like you're getting.
We're just having fun with healing you. It's just energy. So
I love this. This is empowering you guys.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the center in your chest about love. It's about love, your physical heart, your lungs, your immune system, and love. Okay. And let's Have you got that?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know, but I'm in class. I didn't even know I was taking a class today. Go ahead. Throat.
Well, okay. So fifth chakra in your throat. And so fifth chakra is about communication or judgment. So are you judging yourself? What we judge, we become. That's always been like, I don't like that universal law, but I every time something happens, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's why that happened. I was judging that. So communication, thyroid, teeth, and sinuses. Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm batting 100, you guys, but I'm not. I'm holding my own so far. Go ahead.
All right. Well, you have hundreds of chakras. We're just getting, the car. Like if you got a car and it's got flat tires, there's no gas. We need to get, just things,
Yeah.
basic things running here. Okay, so sixth chakra, center of your head.
Oh, yeah.
The sixth chakra is your ability to be the observer, to be neutral, your clairvoyance, where we see in dreams. And it has to do with the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, and the pituitary, which are all your hormone factories in your brain. So if we want to back up a little bit, the fifth chakra has to do with clairaudience. So you're very clairaudient. And it actually, the clairaudient comes in these chakras around the sinuses, but it is all connected here. That's in my book. It's a little more complicated than I'm going to get in here. And then the clairsentience is usually in the heart or the belly area when you get a feeling. And then the seventh chakra on the top of your head, that's where you get claircognizant. So the seventh chakra is your connection to your guides, your higher self. And it's everything. It's the 1,000-petal lotus. And it's hard to hold the chakra and see that. So you can just set it, above your head because you can't really see it. So that one you really need to just use your intuition. I mean, your intent, show me my seventh chakra. So I close mine down. Let's open back. Let's do open. I'm going to do open to 30. That's about right. All right. Okay, I'm 30% open. So now I'm going to start to channel a little bit, and I'm going to bring in Isis, and your guides will work in tandem with my guides. You can call in Archangel Michael. Probably your mother on the other side isn't trained as a healer, isn't the one you're going to call in, because although she's watching over you and she loves you, she's not a healer, and she wasn't. So unless that person was a healer in a past life, in this life, then or a doctor or something, I wouldn't call them in. So we're just going to call in the goddess Isis. I'm going to talk about a little bit about what we're going to find when we do the healing. Did you have a question, or did you want to have a comment, Susan?
No, I'm fascinated. Are you kidding me? No, this is really, really helpful. I would just tell you guys, you can watch this video, but check in. How often would you have people check in with their chakras? I mean, is this like a daily spiritual practice that people could use to sort of see how they're doing, or is it weekly, or what would you suggest?
You can do it daily. Weekly is good. But you can do it daily. Yeah. I mean, sometimes people get, like, I want to heal everything in 5 minutes. So you don't need to do that.
I
So
see.
we need to, our bodies take time to heal. Spirit and energy moves very quickly. So once or twice a week is good. I mean, I do this daily, but that's because I like to have my I'm doing this work. I like to have my chakras, attuned.
Tuned up.
I feel better. Yeah, you'll feel better when you do this. So let's just talk about what is in there. Now, I don't want anybody to get worried about, oh my God, there's stuff in there. Yeah, so what is in there? What's in there? Past things, stuck energy, broken things, cords. You can be corded to an event or a person. You could be drained by a person. Like, if you ever been around somebody where I just feel exhausted, or, or they're angry, now I'm angry. Or, I mean, maybe you both need to be angry. There's no judgment on anger or any of your feelings, but we're just having awareness like, is this my energy? Because your energy is a healing in your space. But if you're too out of balance with, like, you're healing everybody, or your events affected you, so you could have a cord or some kind of block in there, or it could be fear. You could even have a lower energy in there. Like, if somebody was a really nasty relative and then they passed away and they're still like, get my energy in your space and I'll make your life miserable forever, whatever. So just try to be kind of neutral, or be amused at the energy. We don't need to get stuck at like, oh my God, because what we resist persists. So we just want to kind of just have fun with this and just go, let's just clear it. It's just, we're clearing waves and particles. Now, your guides will do the work. Isis will come in and do the work, or Archangel Michael. And you don't really even need to know what it is. If you get a sense of what it is, cool. Or you get some guidance coming in about, oh, well, I need to, start getting to sleep earlier. Or I'm really, needing more water or whatever. I should work with crystal. So if you get some guidance, that's cool. But you don't need to know what it is to heal it. It's just like they'll do the work. And so let's go ahead and start. And then we'll check our chakras afterwards. Okay?
Right. This
All right.
is going to be the magic part. This is because I've seen this in person. You guys take deep breath. If you're driving, do not do this.
Don't
if you're
drive.
operating machinery, do not do this. Come back and watch it later. Okay. Be responsible. Okay. So let's go ahead.
So now let's close our eyes and go into a bigger world, the world of spirit and energy. And just kind of say hello to your body. If you want, you can pat your shoulders, give yourself a little hug, or pat the top of your knees. Just kind of like, okay, here's my body. Just kind of say hello to your body. A lot of times we just, drag our bodies around, get up, slam a bunch of coffee, keep on going. We don't really check in like, okay, let's have a relationship with ourselves and with our body, and just kind of say hello. And tune into your breath if you would, because that's going to help you to release, to clear. Just breathing and relaxing, if you would. And most people are ahead in their future, like, what's going to happen? How do I prepare? Or what, or in our past, like, oh, we don't want that to happen again. And so just kind of call your energy back to yourself, if you would. And the guides are already coming in. So just reaffirming that your guides are here. The goddess Isis, the archangels are here. There she is. Hello. And let's kind of just feel the earth energy. We're going to balance the chakras with the guides. We're going to work in tandem. They're assisting. And let that earth energy start to come up through. You have a grounding cord, like an umbilical cord, that goes into the earth. It's part of your spiritual anatomy. Maybe you haven't been here in a while. Like, oh, cool. I have a body, I have energy, and the earth has energy, and the earth can heal me. Just breathe, and you might just feel a little tingly on your feet or on your the bottom of your spine with that earth energy coming up. Earth energy heals the body. Just allow it. It's naturally flowing. We're just putting our attention on it. Let it move up through your chakras. And let the goddess Isis assist you as it moves, clearing any lower energies, any blocks, anything that is not in harmony with you that you're ready to let go of. Let it just move in and around your body wherever it needs to go. And you can let it come up through the front of your spine, activating all your chakras. And let it fountain out the top of your head and give your aura a light shower. Good. And now let's say hello to the cosmic energy, your higher self. Your higher self is on the other side. Your higher self is you from the future, here to assist you in this time of growth now. Your higher self is always who you've been. So we're channeling Isis now. Who you've been and who you always will be. And your higher self is in complete balance and alignment. And so if you would let that higher self, just use your intention that that light is coming down and balancing and bringing light, bringing back your light to your chakras, to your body. And just breathe and relax. And then let it go and kind of lather any areas that you feel that you're a chakra that you want to clear. Just relax, breathe, and allow it. Good. Cool. And let's put the cherry on the top and send our heart chakra some love. Give ourselves a little Christmas present of, I love you. I am love. You are love. Cool. Call back your energy. Thank the guides and probably keep your eyes closed because you went very deep. You just had a really big healing. So just take a few breaths if you'd like. You can stretch a little bit or give yourself a little hug or something. Good job. Okay, so it's normal to feel a little lightheaded. You just dumped a ton of energy. So that's why we don't want you driving. Drink a little extra water because you're going to be healing. You had a big healing. Cool.
That was really nice, Sybil. Thank you. That was so pleasant. It was so nice. And I see we have another healer in the chat. Kevin's Loving Vibrations is here.
Hi, Kevin.
Good to see you. Yep. That was really nice. I hope you guys felt that. Let us know in the comments if you feel calmer or quieter or more chill. I do. I certainly do. That was really nice.
Yeah. So usually what happens with my healings is people feel really great or kind of lightheaded at first. And then that will last for about a half an hour. And then you're going to go into processing more if you cleared anything physical. So it could just be like that, and that's the way it is. And then you might process a little bit. And then within 24 hours, you'll be feeling like, wow, that was really cool. That something changed. Unless you're just feeling that right away. So there's different ways that it can work. And
here's a question for you, Sybil. Can Melinda says, can we heal generational trauma with this exercise?
Great question. Definitely. Oh, definitely. That's what this is for. Because, yeah, this is, yeah. I mean, definitely you can. You can heal past lives. You can heal stuff you didn't even know was there. Like sometimes I just feel like, yeah, I used to, especially when I was first doing this, would be like, yeah, I just don't, something's wrong. I just don't know what it is. And I was like, wow, I just like have it, because I would be so empathic. I would just pick up everybody's stuff.
Yes. And it wasn't even yours.
Not okay.
Yeah. It wasn't even yours. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, and then I would start people pleasing to try to make everybody happy so they would be nice to me so I would feel better, which is not a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is what we're all learning. So do you want to check go back through our chakras and see?
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of channeling now. So I was feeling like when I was doing this, that some people are just getting used to like, I have energy and I have a body and I'm like, oh, so that's really cool. If you're having that awareness, because it just keep it really simple. Like that's huge. And that's really cool. And then I also was hearing that I hear music, messages and music, that George Harrison song, I really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long. Like be patient with yourself to, if you saw God, you'd like burn up or something. We'd be fried. So just a little. We just do a little, and we're bringing in that light and that higher self. But those were really nice messages I kind of got for everybody while I was doing this. But let's check our chakras, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be fun to see. Like, did it change? Let's find out.
Well, I want to know if I had 2 of all of them. 2 of mine were like, yeah, no. So I want to see if my
engine light's on. You've been working hard. I've been watching your videos. I'm like, man, she's busting them out there. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let's go to the first chakra.
Yep.
How's that?
It was good the first time, and it's still banging. It's still doing it.
All right. Hallelujah. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Let's check our second.
Nice. Nice. Thank you, Sybil. Woo! My second is like a fire hydrant going on or something. You guys, if it doesn't get any better, that is okay. If you feel like it reversed when it shouldn't have, it could be that you cleared up some stuff, and even though it's open and working, you can still clear it up. So is it possible that if it's open and working and then you did the healing, and then if it starts turning counterclockwise, which is the wrong direction, or it's not moving at all, could that mean that there was some things that actually got cleared up? Like when your faucet is running, it's partially clogged, but you don't know it. And then the clog opens, but now your water is kind of murky. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So drink some water. And what I usually see happen is that everything clears right away. But then you go back in a couple of days like, because there could be an issue that's not resolved, like I'm not feeling like I'm good enough, and that's in my inner child because of what my relationship with my mother. So I cleared the second chakra, it's moving good, and then it's back again. Like, what happened? Because then I want to go in and look at, like ask like, what is this? We're getting a little more advanced. Like, what is this? And but anybody, you can, anybody can do this. Like, what do I feel like this is? And then, or ask, like you did a video, how to get your guidance today. So watch that. And then you ask, like, what is this? And then you recognize, wow, it's your mom again. Like, I had this thing, like, I will not be like my mother. There's no way I'm going to be like my mother. So, I know. But I also was healing her. And so I kept feeling like I kept reading astrology books that said, you have this deep sadness about you that never goes away. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like, must be from all the past lives and all the witch trials or whatever and all that. It must be because of Earth, yeah, and all that. And then I was doing one day, and I was doing this heart healing, and I was like, oh my God, I'm healing my mother's pain once again, And so that had to clear. But healing happens in layers. So it could go correct, or maybe it doesn't quite go, it's better or different. Usually I find it goes correct, but then like the next layer will come forward. So then,
because you have more comes up to be worked on. You're opening the pathway, and then more comes up.
Yeah. Okay, so what?
So we're on number 3.
Check the fourth. Did we check?
No, the third. We're on the third.
Third. Okay, check your third.
And you don't have to look at it if you feel like you're influencing it. You can look somewhere else and close your eyes and just say in your mind, I'm checking the third chakra.
Okay, so here's this Amanda. Amanda's saying, I have deeply embedded urinary tract infection that's painful and long-term. Antibiotics is the only way to treat. Is there something my doctor is missing? Well, I see that because I just want to relate my story, and my story isn't your story, but I've worked with people with that. So anyway, my story was I had constant bladder infections, and they went up into my kidneys, which is actually dangerous. And so my doctor said, they just kept giving me more and more antibiotics. And the doctor said, well, you just need to stay on antibiotics. So I was on antibiotics and pain pills. So I started seeking alternative treatment and trying to take some herbs or change my diet or something. And I decided to go to see these healers. This one healer that I studied with for years says, well, you ought to go to the Philippines and work with these healers down there and see if you can get this resolved. And I'm like, I'm there. And so this was a life-changing trip for me that opened me up in many ways. And I went down there and I had these healings, and I worked with these healers, and I did all this amazing stuff. And I came back and I still had the bladder infection. So although I was supposed to be there, because we manifest things so that everything is here to teach us. And so I learned all this really amazing stuff. And some of the things I went there to heal were healed, and I saw other people's things heal, but my thing didn't heal because there was something else for me. So I went to this little angel workshop down in LA, and I broke up. And so anyway, I went down there, and I'm sitting in this group, and this guy's teaching the class about angel healing. And there's this one lady who keeps talking, and she will not be quiet. I'm like, would he please I want to hear what the teacher's saying. I don't want to hear this all day. Could she please be quiet? And he goes, now we're going to break up into groups, and you're all going to have a partner. And I thought, well, I hope I don't get her. Of course I did. I got her. So I'm sitting there in front of her going, okay, what's this? And she goes, oh, you have candida. And I was like, what? And she told me these things to do for my diet, and to get probiotics and prebiotics and to stop eating sugar and stuff. And I did. And I went home, and I was like 50% better. I'm like, okay. Then I decided, am I going to go back to the Philippines and do another trip? Maybe I missed something. Am I going to? And I did end up going back there, but not for this reason. And then I realized that my husband at the time was cheating on me, only with days that had a Y in it. But
darn it.
So I asked my teacher, is he cheating on me only with days that have a Y in it, Sibyl? I'm like, okay. So I realized that I was pissed off at him, and there was other women's energy in his when we were intimate, and that I knew if I stopped being intimate with him, the marriage would be over. And every time I got another bladder infection. And this is not everybody's story because it's the honeymoon disease, but this was my story. And so I ended the marriage and the bladder infection went away.
Wow. Wow. Now that I love that you shared that, but I want to say there's going to be an energetic and a medicinal component, right? Like, you might still need the antibiotics while you're dealing with the energy. I don't know that, especially once this is my opinion, Sibyl, correct me, but once it's manifested as a physical situation, you do need to treat the physical situation. Yeah, the idea would be to work on your energy before it manifests into a physical situation.
Better to work on your energy before you manifest an ailment, certainly. Yes. Once it's manifested physically, you need physical intervention as well as energetic. So energetic intervention. But yes, you cannot clear candida, which is caused by antibiotics. So
with antibiotics.
So what I did was I used herbs and diet and the healing in my case. Wow. Some cases you need to be on your medicine while you're healing, of course. And I don't tell people I never go against the doctor advice because I'm not a doctor. But in this particular case, I worked with a healthcare practitioner and naturopaths to, with my diet. And somebody just said Candida is hard to get rid of. It is not that hard. You just have to know what you're doing, and everybody's different. I mean, it can be a pain in the ass, excuse my language, because it's such a strict diet. I'm like, who could stay on that? I was just, but I did. I used, the remedies they gave me and stuff, and I did change the Candida. So. But I hear what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, that it is not, don't start doing this and then stop, taking your medicine. Please don't do that. I'm not telling anybody to do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But it is energy, and it's two components, right? Like sometimes you just can't fix it with only Western medicine. Sometimes you need to add that energetic component to it, and then that becomes the winning solution. And then I want to just point out, in case you guys, what's that?
The best thing that I ever did was end that marriage, because I am so grateful. That was, my guides told me to get out of it years before, and I'm like, what are you talking about? No, I didn't want to.
I think it's hilarious that the message that you most needed, the message that you flew across the world to get, came from the irritating woman in your class. That's spirit. Spirit does that stuff. They hide the gift in something that you wouldn't necessarily recognize.
And taking those trips there changed my life forever, because I'm not going to go into that here, but the things that I learned there I understood that what we think is possible is we're only using a small % of our brain. And some of the people, I had business lawyers and CEOs there with me and stuff. And I'm like, did you just see that? And they couldn't see it. They're like, I'm like, you didn't see that? The other people did, but some people didn't, because they couldn't see it. And I was like, wait a minute. Because it just blew my mind. I'm like, okay, what we think is, possible is not. And then I thought, well, I need to do this. But what I did learn is the way they healed energy, and some of them, the way they do that. And that's what changed my life. So in other words, we could say that whole marriage, or, all of it, was just here to teach me. And that's what
Yes.
life is. We're here to learn, and your body will get your attention.
Yes.
So, which pisses me off because I'm like, what is this about? Because sometimes it's just right there in front of you, and you're like, oh, God, I knew that. I knew that, I'm not receiving, and then my right arm is hurting me, and I'm like, I'm giving too much, and I'm not receiving, and I need to work on, or allow myself to receive, and then the pain, or the pain in my arm or whatever would just be like gone, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay.
It's true. Even just recognizing the lesson, you don't even have to actually, you can just acknowledge, oh, I
Yeah.
need to receive more. Usually that clears up the lesson right there. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to go out and actually perform the action. It's really energy.
Just
So yes,
recognizing the feeling can
right.
sometimes just own it and recognize, oh, that's me. Because
Right.
I like it to be like everybody else's energy is out of balance, and they're in my space and my family and whatever. And then I'm like, wow, that's my stuff. And,
Oh,
as a spiritual, evolved person, I think, I'm perfect. I'm always grounded. And that's not true. I
you're
still
human. The
think
problem is you're human.
I have issues. I know some very spiritual, amazing psychics and healers that are really screwed up in their life. I'm like, whoa. But I can still love them for who they are and just go like, okay, because we're all just here learning and growing, and it's okay. And that, and then I can accept my own stuff because I thought I had to be perfect, and and I'm clearly that's not the case.
And that's a good segue about your chakras. If you guys do check your chakras weekly, you're going to find that they're all over the place, and that's normal. Your body, you're like a big antenna sponge of filtering energy, right? So it's normal you're never going to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. It's like the
Yeah.
plumber that has all the broken pipes, but yet he's the best plumber ever. But his house is a mess, right? That's just human nature,
I
right?
had this girl who's cleaning my house, and I went over to her house. I'm like, God, your house is a freaking wreck. Okay, but
That's
yeah, so
hilarious.
yeah, that happens. I remember I used to go to the school, and you had to be grounded when you walked in there. The teacher's going to bust you like you're not grounded. So we all, like, before we walk in, we're like, okay, quick, everybody ground. And I was mortified when they said, well, you are ungrounded. I was like, and then I found out, I've been ungrounded most of my life. I didn't even know what grounding was for years. And so that's natural for us to just kind of pop out. And it's kind of fun. Pop out of our body, float around, be in the future, looking at this, worrying about that. Oh my God, hope that does, and all that. And so just, love yourself. That's why I like working on the heart chakra. Just love yourself, and, don't beat yourself up because, the chakra is not corrected. Or did we check the others? Let's check.
Let's check them. We were on. I think we're at number 4, the heart chakra.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Mine is good.
Yeah. And 5.
5, throat chakra. Come on, we got to get to work here. They're like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. You want me to work? I swear to God, this pendulum's like, you want me to work? Like, are you off duty? I mean, what is the problem here? Okay. Sorry. Where are we now? 6. We are
6?
a third eye. 6. If you're just tuning in, we talked about all this in the beginning of the video, so just go back and watch it. Wow.
Yeah.
And then number 7. Let's do number 7. Crown chakra.
Cool. So I'd like
Yes.
to know if anybody's corrected or did not correct. Anybody noticing like, yeah, this corrected? I don't see any of those. Checked mine and my cat since he's the cat since he's
The
on my
cat's
lap.
been in her lap.
Well, okay. Feels like you and the
Wicky's-
cat are at one or something. Either you've
Yeah.
checked. The cat's probably going to follow your lead. So best thing to do for our animals is heal ourselves.
Absolutely. Wiki said hers are
Mine's
corrected. Hope was corrected. Liz is swinging. Yes. Nice. Ruthie. Yep. Everybody's saying, yeah, they're.
If it's
Anybody
swinging
have any
way big,
problems?
you might want to just use your intention, like close it down a little bit. You know, because ideally you want them to all be in balance together, not some, way open and others, way closed.
So we have somebody with Julianne said hers did not correct. Which one, Julianne? Which let us know which chakra it is. Maybe she can tune into it.
Where is she?
I put her on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one did not correct?
We don't know yet. Do you know which one? Did you keep track, Julian? If you didn't, all of them. I'm so sorry. Oh no.
All?
You need a roto-rooter.
Well, you might be having a pendulum issue. What is the pendulum? Let me check you. Let me check her. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to look over here because I'm looking at a full body image of her. So show me first. Yeah. Second. Third. See how they look kind of slow? Like they're kind of like, ooh. Yeah, they are clearing. They are open. Fourth. Fifth. Yeah, I'm seeing that they're open. I feel like you're having a pendulum issue because there's no way they can all be. I mean, I've seen some pretty shut down, but I've never seen all shut down. I think
she
that's
said this third was okay, but the rest of them weren't. So yeah, you could be having them. You can affect this. Sibyl said this earlier. If you weren't here, you can affect your pendulum. That's why sometimes I look away from my pendulum. Sometimes just to be ornery. I'm while I'm asking it to check my, whatever my chakra, I say, go backwards, go backwards, go. Just to mess with it. So if it goes forward, when I'm telling it to go backwards, it's really going forwards. I can't. That's just how I am. I'm weird like that. I can't help it.
So I would be interested to know, are you having health issues, Julianne? Because
she said it was going in all directions. Are you having any?
Different people are going to get a different read. It's just like a psychic. If you ask two different psychics, you're going to get a different, because everybody's reading. So I might be getting that they're okay. They look kind of slow, but let's say, okay.
She said she was tense. She was tense about doing it. So she had some reservations or some anxiety maybe about it. Lots of health issues, she says. Okay. Yeah.
Lots of health issues.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that, yeah, I would keep working with them. It looks like they're moving a little bit slow for me. It looks like you're clearing some energy from, is it physical? It feels like kind of a psychic energy. Is it from this life? It feels like a past life. What is I'd like to know her birth date.
She's having some arthritis, she said, but that can come from past life. I've experienced that, and I've gotten rid of it in my hands because I said, this isn't for this life. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong here. And as soon as I kept saying that, it went away.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely something. I feel like the third chakra is the source of it. And it looks like there's some kind of abuse or something that you're clearing that needs to be cleared. So let me just go in there and help you a little bit, okay? Yeah, basically the energy just said, F you. We have to use proper language here. And I hear that all the time. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. It's nothing personal to me, and it's not personal to you, honey. It just whatever the energy is. And I'm getting a sense of like mothering. I'm feeling like,
She just said narcissistic mom.
yeah,
Just
I'm
before
feeling like
you,
Mother Mary to nurture your inner child. Mother Mary is the being I call in for my inner child, for healing my inner child. And I feel like your inner child got the crap beat out of her energetically or whatever way. And what I did, because I had that kind of relationship with my mother that was very caustic, when I started doing this work, I connected with a goddess. Isis is another one. If you feel more connected to that. But Mother Mary is my clue that you're dealing with an inner child issue, and like really nurturing yourself and calling in that healing self for yourself to as a foundation of restoring yourself to health. I actually see Mother Mary. I just saw her come in around you. As
Mary is her confirmation name. So yes, she has a connection to Mother Mary. I think just allow Mother Mary. You're kind of defensive, which is normal, honestly, but being open to love, being open, starting to trust that things can be okay, and trust that you're protected, you're guided, you're okay now. That's going to help you quite a bit.
and your anger isn't wrong. Don't judge your anger, because anger can be telling you something's wrong. Anger can help you. You can clear energy, because people will stay away if you're angry. You can get, so your anger isn't wrong, but it also isn't a place that you want to stay in. Like your baseline, if your baseline is harmony and balance or love, then you're going to be doing better. So how do you get your baseline to like, I'm stressed, I'm tense, I'm angry, to a better place? This is one way. Energy medicine can really help you with that. And also consciously just, choosing to talk to yourself. Like a lot of Susan's wow videos are about, how do you talk to yourself? How are you treating yourself? So we need to bring that in as well. But yeah, so I mean the I used to think, there's nobody wounded as me, and I'll never be better. But I'm telling you, if I can do this, anybody can do this. And that was kind of like my ego thing. Like, I'm not more special than anybody and had more wounding. I mean, maybe some people have less and some people have more, but plenty of people have had way worse than me. But you can heal yourself, and we're letting go of this trauma or victim or narcissistic energy. We're getting out of that and loving ourselves. That's why I love doing this work. But I do feel like you have a connection, and it may be that you're not religious anymore, or people don't. I'm not talking about religion. I'm just feeling like you have a true connection to a being of light that's very mothering and nurturing for you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You're on the way, Julianne. I want to that's beautiful, everything. I'm telling, can you guys see how good Sibyl is for real, you guys? Please check out her channel. She does lots of videos as well. She has a YouTube channel, and she also has a website, sibylharmony.com. She has a class in this that's going to be happening in February. You can check it out on her website. She does great healings, you guys. I've been very fortunate to have more than one healing from her, and I'm telling you, she's the real deal. So you guys can learn some of this from her videos, her classes, or get a healing from her. Anything else you want to add before? So they've had a little bit of a clearing of their energy. She's mentioned this a few times. I'm going to bring it back again. You might feel better, and then you might feel a little less better because, well, we flushed out a bunch of energy, and your body has to process that. And you should go back to feeling really good. But what can they do? Drink a lot of water? Is there anything they can do to assist this flushing of the energy and the healing?
Check it again, and listen to your guidance about what what you need. If you need to, go to a healthcare professional, or you need to, just keep checking into your guidance, like your video. Once again, your video, what your wow on Wednesday. Yeah, and just, be gentle and be loving with yourself. Choose to be in love. We can't really affect, what's going on in the outside world, but we are responsible for what's going in here. And as you bring yourself into harmony and balance, refuse to feel bad or be in the negative, and the crap of it. And like, you know what? I deserve better. I'm going to think about what I like, or be grateful, or love myself, or be gentle to myself. And not trying to be in the future, trying to prevent stuff and getting all angry, or trying to resolve what happened. It's over. And so when you do this, you come into yourself and ask your guides for help. You can ask your friends, you can ask other people for help and support. Definitely ask your guides. And Susan's got a great community here, that's supportive, and things like that. Check out the healers and all that. I think Kevin,
Loving Vibrations,
he
got a
does
great
like Reiki or something, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's a holy fire and Reiki master. Yeah. And thanks, moderators, for putting Sibyl's website and her YouTube channel in the chat. Thank you, moderators, for showing up and helping us out today. And thanks to everybody else for coming and being with us today. Just take really, really good care of yourself. I would drink some water, because for your body to work energy through, it just needs water. You need to help the energy go through. Maybe take a walk tomorrow, or get some good rest. Maybe unplug from politics. Maybe unplug from yucky stuff, and just fill your body with love and light, and know that it's okay. It's okay, you guys. No one's going to take advantage of you. When you grow up in a certain kind of life, you feel like you got to be tough so nobody takes advantage of me, right? Believe it or not, love is the biggest weapon you can carry. If you love yourself, nobody's going to mess with you, because they can't. They can't get under your skin. They can't mess with you.
Yeah, and
loving
also
yourself is so important.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, she's correct. Yeah, I love that. That's absolutely, I agree. And also remember, the holiday season, people have so much pressure that, it's a statement of who you are. You have to have all this decorations or people or something. I spent plenty of holidays at home with my dogs or meditating. I'm like, good, finally I get peace and quiet, or something like that. Make yourself a little nice cup of soup, just love yourself. Or also be open to, it's a very, we have the winter solstice coming, and I'm doing a group on Saturday, the winter solstice healing. I'm going to be on live, and that's this Saturday. And this is a great time to do healings, to connect with that spiritual energy, and the guides, and really heal yourself and be in the joy and the peace. So I have a prayer I'd like to. Are we done?
Yes, we're done. But before you do your prayer, I didn't know you were doing a winter solstice live on Saturday. So you guys can go to her YouTube channel. It's under her name, Sibyl Harmony. And is it in the middle of the day, or the evening, or the?
I think I posted it on my community page.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be at 10:30 or 12, something like that, California time. It's on my community page. I better go on there and check, make sure.
Okay.
All
right.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. So I just have a prayer that I like, and I was told, by Isis and the guides to say that for your group here. And thanks for having me on. And this was really amazing. So see if I can say it. I have seen the mystic's inner vision. I hear the flood of divine power, light, and love. I am healed.
Wow. That is powerful.
Yeah.
That is powerful. Thank you all so much. I'm sending all of you guys so much love, light, healing, peace, and joy, as to you as well. Sibyl, thank you so much for coming on and everything you do for the community. You're always giving of your abilities and of your talent. And I just really appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, everybody, take really good care of yourselves. All right. We'll see you both soon. We'll both see you soon, right? All right, everybody, take care.